Hello, greetings, and welcome back to another episode of Lucas Lack 124. Today we will be taking a look at one of the most interesting conspiracy theories in creation at this moment. Pigeons as robotic spies. Alexa, what are pigeons?
Pigeons are robotic spies distributed by the Federal Bureau of Investigations in order to monitor the civilians of this country with precise accuracy.
Yes, you heard Alexa right. Alexa says that pigeons are robotic spies created by the government. And indeed, they are distributed in order to monitor the civilians of this country with very precise accuracy. To tell you the complete and total truth, when I first looked online to research for this, I did not expect to find such amazing sources for the bourgeoisie. But on the CIA.gov website, I can quote one of the experiments done by the CIA involving these birds. In the 1970s, we created a camera so tiny that a pigeon could carry it. The camera was strapped to the bird's chest with a harness, and the bird would be released over a secret area in a foreign country that we wanted to know more about, namely the Soviet Union. The camera snapped pictures as the bird flew back home to our bases. Pigeons were perfect because they're so common. Who would ever think a pigeon was legitimately a secret spy bird taking photos for the CIA? Again, this is completely quoted from the CIA's own website. Further investigation reveals that the birds started taking secret pictures in 1903. They worked for the Bavarian Pigeon Corporation. They still get up and take a few pictures with cameras today. And yes, they have been working in the CIA for over 60 years, since the 1940s. President Harry Truman, who created the Central Intelligence Agency on September 18th, 1947, deployed these birds over numerous test areas within North America, including the United States of America. And the same page also says that these pigeons keep up with things all over the world. To give a little bit of history, the government first started working with these birds by strapping cameras to them around their belly area. These cameras would be strapped and they would fly from place to place taking pictures. However, as time went on, the CIA got a bit more ambitious, let's say. The cameras were put inside the pigeons through intense research and effort. Indeed, President Richard Nixon said in 1978 that we needed a way to keep an eye on the American citizens without them knowing it. It was imperative for their own safety, of course. We hired only the best. It took years. We designed, built, tested, and failed. We persisted. Eventually, over decades, we had a fleet of covert technological surveillance devices unlike anything the world had ever seen. We called them birds. So, in 1978, later in the year after Richard Nixon made this quote, these birds were cut open and the cameras put inside. This was before the times of large storage technology, so the film inside the cameras that were used actually had to be taken out of the birds after. It was a gruesome process, but it was a stepping stone into what we have today. As a side experiment, a cat was taken in by the same organization. The cat had something very similar done to it. It became an entire bugging device. A camera was strapped inside of it, microphones, everything, and it was all sealed up in the cat, so you couldn't see a thing. However, when the cat was put in the field, it immediately got run over by a car when trying to cross the street and died. These pigeons are actually pretty smart, and they didn't die, and they continued doing their job. Coming to today, I have some quotes from very, very distinguished people that will help you understand this bird truth. And I quote from Lavoisier, "We had to merge the pigeon population with drones in order to redact the American people." That is indeed true. The pigeon population was merged with mechanized machines such as cameras and boom mics, and they have been since their creation, and they track us all. John of the hacker group BRIDS says, quote, "Birds aren't real. They are actually bionoid drones made by the government. Why do you think they perch on power lines? To charge. Every second that you're not running a government bird is getting closer to you." Even the principal of a certain school had something to say on the matter, and we quote him in saying, "Always keep asking questions, never accept the truth." For indeed, the CIA has tried to cover this up since its creation, only posting mini factoids about the bigger picture of what they are doing. The birds are watching you, and this is not a joke. There is hard, cold evidence in these websites. The CIA itself has been telling you all this time that the birds are not just birds. They are spies. This can all be summed up best in a quote from an anonymous student in a high school. All of the birds died in 1986 due to Reagan killing them and/or were captured, especially pigeons. They were replaced with spies, indeed, made into spies, that are now watching us. The birds work for the bourgeoisie. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in part 2 of this video. That is, if this video gets 50 likes. Make sure to share, like, and subscribe for more content. Nah, I'm just joking. Actually, do, but nah, I'm just joking.